Fools are everywhere. Fools are everywhere. Terence.
Thank you, Mr. Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow contestants. Now, indulge me for a moment. Please look around you, please. Fools are everywhere. Now, before you start throwing things at me, I can see there are glasses on your table. What is a fool? A fool is anyone whose conduct refuses to change, even after experiencing pain because of it. Now, have you been foolish before? Have you refused to change your conduct, even after experiencing pain? Now, fools are in different arenas of our lives. Political arena, in our relationships, at work, and some of us in our families, and some people might know a few fools in this room. Don't look around this time. Now, let's go into the political arena. How many people have a swimming pool in their house? Can I see by show of hands quickly? Okay. Some people have one in their house. Now, who has a fire pool? Now, who knows what's a fire pool? Who has heard of a fire pool? I mean, in an emergency, the house is on fire. Do you jump into the fire pool? You know, in my line of work, I work in an industry where we teach people accountable leadership and we teach active citizens. And these are debates that we sit and we indulge in. And we sit and we say, what is a fire pool? Can anyone jump into a fire? Is it a pool that has fire? Is it a food pool that you use when fire happens? But our president has a fire pool. Now, second thing, our politics have become very interesting lately. You know, there's that new party, the opposition party, and we've all heard of them. They want the president to bring back the money for the fire pool, of course. About that debate has been the fact that a couple of years ago, for those of you who might remember, the same people who want the money for the fire pool were the same people who said they would kill for the guy in power. And they are the same people who said the ruling party will be in power until the second coming of Jesus Christ, of course. And now, when we sit in those discussions, a lot of people will tell you, Julius scares a lot of white people. Now, white people have got a message for you. He scares black people. Can you imagine, with the amount of sin that is in this world, how many black people will vote for Julius to be in power? We'll have to repent before he goes into power. And after he comes into power, the ruling party goes off, it's the second coming. Second part of where, you see, there's nothing funny about corruption, ladies and gentlemen. But there's something about how we look at these things and how we allow them to give us ulcers, and some of us who spend sleepless nights worrying about such things, like waiting for an honest politician, as our contest chair so rightfully told us. Now, the second thing where we see foolishness is in our relationships. Now, 2010, I got married, and I remember my best man telling a speech on my wedding about a guy who was so passionate that every time he parked his car, he would get off the front seat, close the door, run around the car, and open the door for his lovely wife. And this man will do this continuously without fail. Rain, sunshine, he would do it. Until the ladies of the neighborhood decided, you know what? We want our husbands to be like this man. Any married man in the house? Now, until one day they called a meeting, and they called this guy into a meeting and said, you know what, gentlemen, we've seen you every time. You get off your door, close your door, move gently around the car, and open the door for your wife to get out. How do you teach our husband to be like you? And he saw it and said, oh, poor ladies, my car door does not open from the inside. To all the people in relationships in this room, how many times have we foolishly compared our spouses to somebody else's spouse? Or somebody else on TV? You know, didn't take long before I forgot about that lesson that I was taught on my wedding day when I saw Beyonce perform on TV, and I was like, how I wish my wife was there. And it seems like every day I wish she was like Beyonce, the bigger she got, until I realized this is just foolishness. I should not be entertaining, and now I'm happy with my wife. But we all do foolish comparisons, trying to match our partners with someone else. So it's only foolishness to think they will become somebody else, because most of the time they go the opposite direction. Let me give you the third area where we see a lot of foolish assumptions that we make. Now, I have a grandmother who stays in an area called Bulobedu, Hamuchachi, for those of you who might know. Now, when I grew up there, and there was a day, when we grew up, there were not many TVs in many houses. So to watch TV, you either had to go to the store, but there was this old man who had a TV, so we thought. Now, there was a day when there was a derby. My people would know, when there's a derby, Chiefs and Pirates, not this current Chiefs and Pirates, the old Chiefs and Pirates. When the old Chiefs and Pirates were playing, it was a monumental event where you had to watch the game. And I remember we walked around long distance, we realized we would not make it to the stores, but we could make it to this man's house. And we ran to that man. By the time we got there, the game was 15 minutes on. And at that time, we did not want to miss a minute. Ran into the house and knocked. And the old man came out and he said, how can I help you? We said, sir, can we quickly watch the game? We want to watch the game. Chiefs and Pirates are playing. He says, how do you know I have a TV in the house? We said, no, it's because there's an aerial outside your TV. Before we had satellite dish, there was an aerial. And then he said, because you have an aerial, quick, the game is starting, the game is on. And he said, oh, you saw that little thing? I don't have a TV, the TV has been stolen, so that thing, I just left it up there. And we assumed because there was an aerial, there was a TV. But what do aerials do? TVs do what we call, they are called television. They tell a vision. Most of us, we just aerials that are left out there. The TV has been stolen a long time ago. Because we live in foolish assumptions, we take on foolish behavior that does not serve us, but we need to go back to the beginning and learn that as a person, you have been given a vision. Tell your vision. Continue.